Introduction. Racing or homing pigeons are domesticated rock pigeons, Columbolivia, that have been selectively bred over centuries for their ability to find their way home from great distances. These remarkable birds possess a suite of physiological adaptations that allow them to fly at high speeds for hours on end while navigating precisely by utilizing cues like the Earth's magnetic field, the position of the sun, and potentially even low-frequency infrasound. While all pigeons are capable flyers, racing pigeons demonstrate elite endurance, speed, navigation, and homing abilities that make them unique among avians. This report will examine the anatomical and physiological underpinnings of these specialized traits, focusing on the racing pigeon's vision, respiratory system, cardiovascular system, musculature, feathers, blood, and other distinct characteristics. Vision and navigation. One of the most remarkable aspects of the racing pigeon is its ability to navigate across hundreds of miles to return to its loft, even when released in completely unfamiliar territory. Their navigational skills derive from an array of visual capabilities and potentially other senses like the ability to detect infrasound. Twin cones and tetrachromatic vision. Like most birds, pigeons have excellent color vision arising from photoreceptors known as cones in the retina of the eye. However, pigeons possess a rare adaptation, double or twin cones that contain two different types of photoreceptor molecules. This gives them tetrachromatic vision, allowing them to perceive not just the three color ranges, red, green, blue, that most other birds and humans can see, but also ultraviolet light and a fourth color range that we cannot detect. The ability to perceive ultraviolet light in particular may help pigeons calibrate their navigation using the position of the sun. UV light is scattered more easily by the atmosphere, creating polarized patterns that could act as visual compass cues. Excellent eyesight and visual acuity. Racing pigeons have large eyes relative to their skull size, anchored by cylindrical eye sockets known as cone scales that provide an incredibly wide field of vision. Their eyes are among the most developed in the avian world, with outstanding long-distance clarity and movement perception even when the objects are very small and moving rapidly. This visual acuity and motion sensitivity is thought to aid their navigation by helping them identify landmarks, track motion patterns, and potentially even perceive subtle atmospheric density variations from high altitudes that could signal geographic features like hills, valleys, and bodies of water. Sun compass and magnetic sensing. In addition to their tetrachromatic vision, racing pigeons appear to use the sun itself as a compass, compensating for its movement across the sky through the day, a capability known as sun compass orientation. This may be combined with the ability to sense the Earth's magnetic field through receptors containing magnetic particles. While the mechanisms are not fully understood, these skills likely allow pigeons to establish the cardinal directions, orient themselves to their loft, and determine their position en route when combined with visual landmark recognition. Respiratory system. Racing pigeons need incredible aerobic capacity and breathing efficiency to sustain their high flight speeds and ultra-endurance feats. Their respiratory anatomy has evolved specialized characteristics to serve these demands. Unique avian respiratory system. Like all birds, pigeons have a remarkably efficient respiratory system compared to mammals. Instead of tidal breathing that moves air in two directions, birds have a unidirectional flow-through system propelled by air sacs as well as the lungs. During inhalation and exhalation, air flows in a circular path through the lungs, moving in one direction instead of reversing. Stale air is continuously expelled through the rear air sacs as fresh air flows in through the front air sacs. This stream of fresh oxygenated air allows birds to extract oxygen from the lungs much more efficiently than the back and forth breathing of mammals. Large lung surface area. Racing pigeons have even more highly developed lungs than other birds adapted for intense exercise. Their lungs are internally reinforced by tiny eye and areola currency walls that create a massive surface area for extracting oxygen from the air. This honeycomb-like structure within the lungs and air sacs can account for as much as 28% of the pigeon's body volume. Cardiovascular system. To support their aerial athleticism, racing pigeons evolved a supercharged cardiovascular system capable of delivering huge amounts of oxygen to hard-working muscles during extreme exertion. Massive heart and blood volume. Racing pigeons have disproportionately large heart muscles compared to other birds their size. Their four-chambered avian hearts can be up to 5% of their total body weight, over twice the relative heart size of a human endurance athlete. When flying, a racing pigeon's heart can sustain beating up to 600 times per minute to power their high metabolic rate. Their blood volume is also particularly high at around 10% of their body weight compared to 7 to 8% for most other birds, providing a larger oxygen transport capacity. Physiological adaptations. Pigeon hearts and circulatory systems are adapted in other ways to enable strenuous exercise. They have a functional compression of arteries serving the leg muscles that helps force blood to the working areas. Their mitochondria-dense breast muscles also concentrate blood flow more than leg muscles when needed. Additionally, pigeons can flex their abdomens to shift blood away from digestive organs during flight, and their veins contain bundles of smooth muscle that help pump blood toward the heart more efficiently. Musculature. Racing pigeons are incredible athletes in large part due to the physiology of their flight muscles, the powerful breast, pectoralis, and the supracoracoideus muscle that controls the wing beat. Massive pectoral muscles. The pectoral muscles, pectoralis major and pectoralis minor, account for over 30% of the racing pigeon's total body weight. These chicken breast muscles are the main power behind the pigeon's wing downstroke, and are almost pure muscle with minimal connective tissues or fat. The muscle fibers themselves are extremely dense and packed with mitochondria, the power plants of the cell that produce ATP energy. This allows for intense, sustained bursts of explosive wing flapping and underpins the pigeon's endurance capabilities. Supracoracoideus muscle. Flight also requires an incredibly strong supracoracoideus muscle to raise the wing upwards against gravity and wind resistance. This muscle makes up 3% of the pigeon's body weight and is indispensable to maintaining a steady wing beat cadence over long distances. The supracoracoideus has a tremendous capacity for aerobic respiration and contains the highest mitochondrial and capillary densities of any muscle type, key evolutionary strategies to feed the muscle's immense oxygen and fuel requirements. Feathers. It's impossible to discuss the physiological adaptations of racing pigeons without touching on the remarkably aerodynamic structures that make flight possible, their feathers. Pigeon feathers are broadly similar to other birds, but with special attributes that aid their aerial performance. Pennaceous feathers. The primary and secondary feathers of a pigeon's wings are known as pennaceous feathers and contain parallel branched barbs connected by barbules and hooklets. This structure creates an exceptionally smooth veined surface ideal for precise aero control. The barbules are densely packed with hooks to keep the feather surface unified against airflow forces. Simultaneously, microscopic structural features on the feather surface help reduce drag and turbulence over the wings at high speeds. Combined with their elliptical shape, these feathers provide racing pigeons with a highly streamlined airfoil. Specialized down feathers. Downy plumage covers a pigeon's body between the overlapping contour feathers to create a seamless, low-drag surface. The plumulaceous down feathers trap air to create superior insulation while the hooklets on their barbules form an interlocking waterproof barrier. This combination of efficient plumage layers allows racing pigeons to maintain an ideal body temperature and dry feathers during sustained flight, factors critical to their endurance capabilities. Other racing physiology. Beyond the key racing adaptations described above, racing pigeons possess a few other unique characteristics that further support their abilities. Highly efficient metabolism. Pigeons exhibit a remarkably efficient metabolism compared to other birds. Their dietary needs are simple and easily met through seed consumption, while they produce smaller volumes of excrement and respiratory water loss. This frugal physiological economy, combined with their incredible musculature, dense nutrient blood, and high respiration rate allows racing pigeons to extract maximal energy from minimal food and oxygen during exercise. Protein-rich blood. Racing pigeon blood contains a higher percentage of protein compared to other pigeons and many birds. This means their blood is able to carry more hemoglobin and therefore more oxygen to fuel the incredible aerobic efforts of their flight muscles. Their rapid air sac breathing, massive lung surface area, and dense musculature all work in concert with this oxygen-rich blood to meet the demands of ultra-endurance flight. Low body weight and sleek build. Many of the characteristics that make racing pigeons such astonishing athletes are tied to their relatively small body weight of around 500 grams. Beyond just reducing the energy required to achieve liftoff and flight, this low weight is critical for carrying enough fuel reserves for ultra-long distance journeys. Racing pigeons carry large stores of fat and nutrient-rich muscles in their breast, but their internal anatomy is extremely slimmed down and devoid of unnecessary weight. Features like their lightweight hollow bones, tight muscle composition, and minimal reproductive organs all contribute to their sleek, aerodynamic build. Conclusion. Racing or homing pigeons are truly incredible examples of evolutionary refinement for a specific athletic purpose, long-distance flight. Over generations of selective breeding, these birds have honed physiological adaptations in their vision, respiratory and cardiovascular systems, musculature, feathers, and other anatomical features. The result is an avian species capable of navigating hundreds of miles while sustaining incredibly high speeds and metabolic output over periods that would completely exhaust even elite human endurance athletes. From their protein-rich blood and mitochondria-dense muscles to their precise vision and breathing efficiency, every aspect of the racing pigeon's physiology is optimized for its role as a feathered, winged, long-distance runner. Get my main racing system, just email me direct. I'm an experienced ex-pigeon racer from England, and I can offer valuable insights and guidance on all aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to racing. During my racing days, I managed a small team of no more than 70 pigeons, including stock, young birds, and old birds. It was not uncommon for me to send as few as 6 birds to a race and still secure the top 3 positions out of up to 2,500 pigeons in my club and federation. My race distances typically ranged up to 300 miles, and I consistently achieved top 5 placements in my club. My expertise extends to the art of selecting excellent breeders, including evaluating pigeons based on their eye-sign characteristics. I firmly believe that true champions can only be bred from top quality stock, and I can guide you in identifying and acquiring such pigeons. I understand that many pigeons for sale are advertised based on their lineage or pedigree, but I emphasize the importance of assessing the bird itself rather than relying solely on paperwork. As part of my offer, I invite you to share photos of your pigeons, including their eye sign and wing characteristics. I'll provide you with free advice on racing and breeding based on my extensive experience and knowledge. Additionally, I will share auction links to high-quality breeding birds that have the potential to produce winners in your loft. Here's what you can expect to receive from me. A comprehensive Word document containing valuable insights and strategies for successful pigeon racing, including specific racing methods for both old and young birds, as well as general advice. Private YouTube videos sent to your email, covering various aspects of pigeon racing, from breeding to race preparation. Detailed recommendations on supplements and additives to add to your pigeon's drinking water, with scientific evidence supporting their effectiveness. Similar products are used by professional athletes and racehorses to enhance performance. Assurance that your pigeons will race home faster, provided that you have quality birds to begin with.